Good evening, I'm Nev Van Pell, and thank you for joining us. An assault near a Southside hotel last month has been upgraded to manslaughter. It happened early in the morning on February 11th. A 24-year-old Winnipeg man was transported to the hospital, where he later died from his injuries. As a result, 35-year-old Andre Savu of Montreal was charged with aggravated assault. And after further investigation, Savu's charges have been upgraded to manslaughter. The Thunder Bay Police Service, OPP, and Anishinaabe-Aski Police Service held a training session earlier this week focused on re-educating officers on conducting roadside sobriety tests. The 4-day course, hosted by the Ontario Police College, is designed to help officers of varied career lengths learn the ins and outs of how to direct people who are suspected of being under the influence. Volunteers were needed for 2 days of the training session to consume alcohol under supervision. They were then directed to perform various roadside sobriety tests by the officers in the program. Sergeant Greg Blundell with the Ontario Police College says officers need to keep up with the training so the skills aren't lost over time.
I think it's important for everyone to have this training because our main goal is to get as many impaired drivers off the road as possible. And it doesn't matter if you've had 1 year on, if you've got 30 years on, we want that skill to be available to these officers that they can get the people off the road that are impaired. So our main goal is to keep the roads safe. And with getting impaired drivers off, it's only going to make our streets safer.
The MPP for Kiiwetinoong is calling for changes to Ontario's new Community Safety and Policing Act, which is set to take effect on Monday. Sol Mamakwa says the new act needs an amendment to ensure that First Nations can be properly policed.
On April 1st, the long-delayed Community Safety and Policing Act will come into force. Under the CSPA, First Nation laws are exempt from being enforced. Criminal behavior on reserve has gotten worse, while Ontario delays the changes needed to enforce laws on reserve. Speaker, fixing it will only take a simple amendment. Will the Premier commit to making that amendment immediately?
Well, thanks, Mr. Speaker. You know, First Nations communities are encouraged to work collaboratively with their local police service to determine what enforcement options are best for them. And the provincial and federal government, as the member knows opposite, do not direct any police services in Ontario. It is very important to know that I stay in regular contact with the police chiefs on a regular basis, including those serving First Nations communities.
Staying at Queen's Park, local MPP Lise Bourgeois was questioning the Ford government this week about the lack of a significant wage increase for forest firefighters in the provincial budget released on Tuesday. Instead, the government provided a lump sum payment to MNR fire staff, and the issue sparked a heated exchange.
Your government announced a one-time bonus for wildland firefighters, a great PR stunt that completely ignores the need for a higher base salary for these workers. It continues to amaze me how disrespectful the government is towards wildland firefighters. According to OPSEU, the bonus was a take-it-or-leave-it offer that did not come out of consultation with the workers. Yes or no, will your government commit to permanently raising the wages of wildland firefighters?
It's absolutely astounding that the opposition stands up and takes what was a $5,000 bonus in the hands of heroes, in the hands of people that go out every day and do a tough job, and try and turn that into a negative. Mr. Speaker, it is an opportunity to show those that are in the system that we respect the fact that they have knowledge that they want to share with others. It's an opportunity to make sure that everybody throughout AFFES is receiving compensation this year that recognizes the efforts that they go through all the time.
New leadership is coming to the Lake of Woods District Hospital in Kenora. The board recently announced that current CEO Ray Reset will be retiring in June, and the hospital's chief financial officer will be moving up. Cheryl Flaherty will become the first woman to serve as CEO in the hospital's 127-year history. Lee Noonan has more.
Lake of the Woods District Hospital is getting a new CEO, but she's already a familiar face to many in Kenora. Born and raised in the city, chartered accountant Cheryl O'Flaherty has worked at the hospital for 20 years, in senior positions for 6. She'll be the first woman to take on the role of president and CEO. She says it's exciting to be part of a growing number of women in hospital leadership.
Healthcare is primarily dominated by women And I watched over the last about 10 years or so, and there's a number of women who have moved into the president and CEO positions throughout the region. So I'm happy to join those at the table.
In her new role, O'Flaherty is excited to continue her work with the staff and says the work to get a new hospital built in Kenora will be a top priority.
It must be a reality. This beautiful old hospital of ours is quite dated, and we must move on to a new facility.
Outgoing CEO Ray Reset took the job in 2018 after decades of experience elsewhere. He says he'll miss taking a leadership role in healthcare, but that he's proud of what he's accomplished in Kenora, shepherding the hospital through tumultuous times.
Pandemic, new hospital, the Ontario Health Team, All Nations Health Partners Coalition, the redoing of our current hospital to make it as modern as we could, going through massive human resource shortages, to now getting back into a better space, for all of that, going through all those major things, and, accreditation, getting the highest level of accreditation a facility, a hospital can be awarded.
Reset says it'll be hard to leave Kenora, but he's confident the hospital is in good hands. He'll be handing over the reins to O'Flaherty on June 21st. Lee Noonan, TBT News.
The City of Dryden is looking to breathe some life into a key downtown area by turning a parking lot into a park. The parking lot land was leased to the city by the Dryden Mill. Winnipeg-based landscape architect Cheryl Dixon presented her concept designs to council recently. It includes a covered event space that could be converted for skating in winter, a marketplace, playground, and a sacred fire area. It would also have giant letters spelling out Powitagon, the Anishinaabe name for the area, meaning place by the rapids.
It's a very special place, and we'd like to turn that parking lot into an area that we can gather together and do events, have markets, really a gathering place for our city residences to enjoy year-round, provide just that opportunity to connect with folks and have maybe hopefully some special events there.
There's no timeline yet as to when the plan might become a reality. Next steps for the municipality are to seek out funding sources to commission engineering and environmental studies and get a plan out to tender. The second annual Tournament of Hope is coming back to Thunder Bay in just over a week. The hockey and broomball tournament supports positive mental health for First Nations youth in response to the suicide epidemic. The tournament organizers recently received a sizable donation from the Tikanagan Child and Family Services. $45,000 was given to Semple Enterprises for the upcoming tournament. The money is to help organize all the games and off-ice events that involve children and families from the various First Nations. Last year's tournament drew in hundreds of players from all around the north. The president and CEO of Semple Enterprises, Titus Semple, says this money will go a long way in helping them bring in families from the remote north to participate.
This year, with the event having been a success last year, and it getting noticed in the community, we've had a lot more people step up to donate towards it. This one is by far the largest donation that we've received for the event.
The Tournament of Hope kicks off April 8th and runs until the 13th. There will also be a fashion show incorporated into the week-long event for those not looking to participate in sports. Youth between the ages of 7 and 20 were learning about mental wellness and skateboarding today as Cinema 5 Skate Park hosted a mental health workshop. In partnership with Nokiwin Tribal Council, youth from Nokiwin communities took part in numerous activities to learn about resilience from an Indigenous perspective. Jessica Clement has the story.
Around 60 youth from Nokiwin communities were brought to Cinema 5 Skate Park on Saturday for a mental health workshop. The event was a partnership between the skate park and Nokiwin Tribal Council and was designed to help the youth learn about resilience and mental health from an Indigenous perspective and learn how to skateboard.
We have 4 centers. They will learn how to skateboard. They'll get all their helmets, pads, and gear. In another group, they will learn how to put boards together, and they'll be able to keep those skateboards, as well as they'll be designing their art with Christian Chapman on the bottom of the boards. We have 2 other groups happening upstairs. There's some screening. We're going to be screening the Nokiwin logo, as well as some art by Ryan Puman. And then we have Gordy here doing the medicine wheel with youth.
Cinema 5 Skate Park founder Vanessa Bowles says mental health has always been something they'd focus on in the facility and during their various programs. She adds they were super excited to be able to partner with Nokiwan for the event.
When we heard that it filled up within 2 days, it just really shows the need for youth to get involved in programs like this. We need to start walking with our youth and meeting them where they're at when we're talking about mental health.
I really think right now youth are looking for ways to get together and to do healthy activities, to meet in person and away from some of the kind of more negative influences that are out there. So that's really what we want to provide.
Nokiwan Education Manager Scott Baker says the mental health workshop got a really strong response from the community, and he's hoping to partner with Cinema 5 Skate Park again sometime in the future.
We're hoping to do it for 2 days next time so that they can get some more chances to do these activities. Each youth is going to take home a skateboard, so next time they come, they'll have their own skateboard to skateboard with.
We are looking forward to doing this partnership again with Nokiwan. They have been amazing to work with, and this has been just so easy for us to set up, and the fact that there's this many youth that were interested in it, I think really shows that need.
Jessica Clement, TVT News.
We're now joined by sports anchor Vasilios Bellos. And Vasilios, SIJHL playoffs, first round, and the North Stars already about to have a chance to pull out the brooms?
They could pull out the brooms last night. They've been looking phenomenal in their set against the Wisconsin Lumberjacks. A chance to clean it all up last night in Wisconsin. We'll have the full highlights after the break.